The Middle East just reached another critical moment. For months, world leaders have been watching a tense standoff unfold across the Middle East. Diplomats have been talking, military planners have been preparing, financial markets have been reacting. And now, according to recent reports and statements from President Donald Trump, the situation may be approaching a major turning point. What makes this story so important isn't just the military action we've already seen, it's what could happen next. Because while negotiations remain technically alive, new comments from the president suggest patience may be running thin. And if diplomacy fails, the next phase could reshape not only U.S.-Iran relations, but the broader security landscape across the Middle East. Let's break it all down. The big picture here is simple. The United States wants guarantees that Iran cannot develop a nuclear weapon. Iran, meanwhile, continues to face pressure from Washington, regional rivals, and the international community over its nuclear activities and its role across the region. For years, this issue has moved through cycles of negotiations, sanctions, military pressure, and diplomatic outreach. But now the stakes appear to be rising once again. Recent military operations have targeted Iranian military infrastructure, including radar systems and air defense capabilities. According to statements from U.S. officials, those strikes were designed to reduce Iran's ability to rebuild defensive networks and to reinforce American leverage during ongoing negotiations. At the same time, President Trump has publicly suggested that additional options remain on the table if a diplomatic agreement cannot be reached. And that's where this story becomes especially significant. According to reports, Trump believes Iran has been delaying progress in negotiations rather than moving toward a final agreement. Supporters of the administration argue that increased pressure is necessary to bring Iran back to the table. Critics, however, warn that additional military action could create new risks throughout the region. Either way, the message coming from Washington appears increasingly direct. The White House wants results, and it wants them soon. One of the most remarkable developments discussed in recent days involves an incident that reportedly occurred during military operations involving a U.S. Army Apache helicopter. According to accounts shared by the president, the aircraft experienced an extraordinary emergency after a drone reportedly became lodged within the helicopter during flight. What followed has been described as a dramatic survival story. Reports indicate that the pilots faced an incredibly dangerous situation as they attempted to maintain control of the aircraft while dealing with fire and the possibility of an explosion. Eventually, the helicopter was brought down safely into the water. The crew survived. And according to military accounts, they were later rescued through an operation involving advanced unmanned technology. The story quickly attracted attention because it highlights how modern warfare is changing. Military conflicts today are no longer defined only by fighter jets, tanks, and conventional weapons. Drones now play a major role on the battlefield. Autonomous systems are becoming more sophisticated. Artificial intelligence is increasingly influencing military planning. And incidents like this demonstrate just how unpredictable modern combat environments can become. Meanwhile, the broader strategic picture continues to evolve. The United States has maintained that Iran's nuclear program remains a central concern. According to public discussions from officials and analysts, the focus remains on uranium enrichment levels and the possibility that further enrichment could bring Iran closer to weapons-grade material. Iran has consistently maintained various positions regarding its nuclear activities, while international observers continue monitoring developments closely. This issue sits at the heart of the current dispute, because if negotiators cannot reach an agreement on nuclear restrictions, the chances of further confrontation could increase dramatically. And that's exactly why markets, governments, and military planners are paying such close attention. Another important factor involves America's allies in the region. Countries across the Persian Gulf have spent years trying to balance economic growth with regional security concerns. Many of these nations depend heavily on stable energy exports. Any major disruption could affect global energy markets, shipping routes, and economic confidence. Earlier fears suggested that escalating tensions could send oil prices sharply higher. While those worst-case predictions have not materialized, energy markets remain sensitive to every major headline. Investors know that instability in the Middle East can create ripple effects far beyond the region itself. That means decisions made in Washington, Tehran, Jerusalem, Riyadh, Doha, and other capitals could ultimately affect consumers around the world. From gasoline prices to international trade routes, the consequences can be far-reaching. Public reaction to the latest developments has been deeply divided. Supporters of President Trump argue that a firm approach is necessary. They believe previous diplomatic efforts failed to permanently solve the nuclear issue and say strong pressure creates leverage that negotiators can use to secure a better agreement. Some also point to recent military operations as evidence that the administration is willing to back its words with action. From that perspective, supporters see strength as the best path toward long-term stability. Others see the situation differently. Critics argue that military escalation carries enormous risks. They worry that additional strikes could trigger retaliation, increase regional instability, or pull the United States deeper into another prolonged conflict. Some foreign policy experts have also emphasized the importance of maintaining diplomatic channels even during periods of heightened tension. Their concern is that once military actions begin to expand, opportunities for negotiation can become much harder to preserve. These competing viewpoints are likely to shape political debate in the weeks ahead, and that debate won't be limited to Washington. Governments across Europe, the Middle East, and Asia are all watching carefully because the outcome could influence global security for years. So what happens next? That's the question everyone is asking. At this point, several scenarios remain possible. The first is a negotiated settlement. Under this outcome, both sides would eventually reach some form of agreement regarding nuclear activities, regional security concerns, and future verification measures. That would likely reduce immediate tensions and provide greater stability. The second possibility is a continuation of the current pressure campaign. In this scenario, economic measures, military positioning, and limited operations continue while negotiations remain technically open. This approach would keep pressure on Iran while avoiding a larger conflict. The third scenario is the one many analysts hope can be avoided. That's a significant expansion of military operations. If diplomacy completely breaks down and both sides become more confrontational, the risk of broader regional instability could increase substantially. Right now, no one can say with certainty which path will emerge. But one thing is clear: the decisions made over the coming weeks may prove extremely important. The Middle East has experienced many moments of tension over the decades. Some ended through diplomacy, others led to military confrontation. History shows that small decisions can sometimes produce major consequences. That's why every statement, every negotiation, and every military move is being examined so closely. Because beneath the headlines lies a larger question. Can diplomacy still succeed before events move beyond anyone's control? Or are we witnessing the early stages of another major chapter in one of the world's most complex geopolitical rivalries? The answer remains uncertain, but the world is watching, and the next move could change everything. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates on major global developments. Thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the next report.
Scrolling through every move you make. You said I'm fine, yeah, classic you. But I know that line ain't ever true. Got your hoodie still in my room, smells like a cheap cologne perfume. Tryna act like I don't care, but your ghost is everywhere. You say we're good, but we're not the same. Now I'm dancing in the pouring rain. Thought we would forever, guess I was wrong. Now I'm just another sad love song. You left me on red, yeah, no reply. Got me overthinking every night. Was it real or just a vibe? Guess I'll never know this time. You said ride or die, and you dipped so fast. Now I'm stuck living in the past. Yeah, you played me like a game instead. Now I'm crying cause you left me on red. Cause you left me on red. Your playlist still got my name, but you don't feel the same. That's insane. Posting pics like you're okay while I'm breaking every single day. You said no drama, no goodbyes, but you vanished like a lullaby. Now I'm staring at my screen like, what did you really mean? Every text I never sent, every every word I still regret. You moved on like nothing's wrong while I'm stuck inside this song. You left me on red, yeah, no reply. Got me overthinking every night. Was it real or just a vibe? Guess I'll never know this time. You said ride or die, then you dipped so fast. Now I'm stuck living in the past. Yeah, you played me like a game instead. Now I'm crying cause you left me on red. Maybe I was just a phase, just a spark that fades away. But you were my whole damn sky. Now I'm learning how to say goodbye. Yeah, I'm done with your mixed signals, your late night, I miss your riddles. You lost me, yeah, that's your loss. Now I'm stronger, I'm my own boss. You left me on red, but now I'm fine. Got my heart back, yeah, it's mine. Wasn't love just a disguise? Now I see through all your lies. You said ride or die, but I survived. Now I'm finally feeling alive. Yeah, you broke